Okay, now that I have your attention, welcome to your numerology life path reading for the month of October 2021. So I had to put that up there in a way that actually grabs people's attention, because so many people will literally just go through the intro, and it's really important that you understand the overall context of the month. So that you can really factor in how this is actually going to affect your life path number. And more importantly, the intro is there and it's the same for everybody. So if you're literally just skipping the first part where I start to speak, you're going to miss the message where I tell you that the intro is important because it provides a context. That being said, this month is a universal month 6, right? So for all of us, the universal energy that this month is governed by is the number 6. Now 6 is in a lot of ways the number of home and hearth. It's the number of familial ties and responsibilities, but it's also more than that, right? So things that are really important for you to know for this month: educational pursuits this month are going to be highly favored, as will anything to do with that academic kind of sphere. Now, what's beautiful about this is this could be a really good month for you to dedicate yourself to some sort of educational program. Given the fact that we've got the Mercury Retrograde taking place, this would also be a really good month for you to rededicate yourself to your studies. If there's something that you've been studying that you know you could pull your finger out on and you need to get back to, no matter how busy you are, if there's something that you need to pick your learning back up on or catch up on, this is the month to do it. This is the month to do that work, to get yourself back to where you need to be in your studies in some way, shape or form. So that being said, as I said, this is the number of the home and the hearth, right? So domestic life this month is going to take a huge upswing, whether this is clearing your gutters, mowing the lawns, chucking out the leaves, giving the house a new fresh coat of paint, all of the maintenance work. So not necessarily like the sexiest stuff in the world, but the stuff that really helps us take care of the things that we actually have is where you need to put your focus this month. Anything that you do in that regard will go a long way. So also community matters, right? So in a 6 month, the communities that you are tied to, whether those are digital communities, local communities or familial ties, this stuff really is going to come to the fore. It's going to be quite important for all of us in some way, shape or form. Given that 6 is that energy of maintenance, and it's also the energy of enhancing and balancing out the experience that we're having, this would be a really good month to check in with your tribes, to check in with your people, to make sure that you're giving enough to your familial, digital or local ties. This is a great month for you to maybe search out somebody in your community or find a group in your community that you want to belong to. If there's a new class that you want to take, if there's a group discussion that you want to join or something of that nature, this is a good month to do so. It would also be a really good month as well to use that Mars in Libra action orientated energy around relationships. If there's something of an active kind of energy that you really want to pursue or to help or to push forward, if there's something that you feel really viscerally connected to on a social level, this would be a really great month to get involved in that kind of thing. So I've also got here as well problem solving and solution finding. 6 energy is really great for this because it's very often like, when you're cleaning, when you're doing something monotonous and this amazing idea comes to you, or not even that. Sometimes when you're in the most random place or you're having a shower or whatever, like the idea to something or the answer or the solution to something will come to you. This is why getting into those tasks this month can actually be really, really helpful in some way, shape or form. I don't know, for me personally, I always find that when I go about, like when I start cleaning or doing something, it's like, because this is kind of free, like this kind of has a moment to say, okay, we can focus on all of the other stuff, right? It's really interesting. So Balance in relationships. I find this really interesting because 6 energy is ruled by Venus. The sun is currently in Libra, as is Mars, right? So there's a lot of focus on those kinds of energies at this moment in time, which I find really, really interesting and really intriguing, because balance in relationships in a 6 month is going to be really, really important. Dedicating time to your relationships, dedicating time to their maintenance, to their upkeep. What does your partner want? What does your partner need? Are you giving enough to your relationship? Are you assisting your partner? Are they giving those things back to you? Are your relationships balanced? Are they fair? Are they equal? Are they where they need to be at this moment in time? All of this stuff could be highlighted for you. If you're not in a partnership, what about the relationship or the partnership with yourself? How is that at the moment? How is the self-talk? Is the self-talk good? Is the way that you treat yourself and nurture and nourish yourself in balance, or is it just work, work, work at the moment? These are all things that you can look at this month and actually make some real headway with. Home purchases, so anything that you need to buy for the home, anything that you want to or maybe even purchasing a home itself. This month, because that 6 energy is in the rule, this would be a great month to tap into that energy. Now, here's the way that this is going to work, because obviously we do have the Mercury retrograde, and yes, we've got a lot of planets going direct this month, but what we need to consider here is this. If you are not a Mercury retrograde native, if you weren't born with that happening in your chart, recycling old items of furniture, upcycling, redoing, re-sprucing, like all of that sort of stuff. Go into thrift stores, or we call them car boot sales here, right? Or a yard sale or anything like that is highly favored. One, because you can get much better deals on anything that is second hand during a Mercury retrograde, and 2, because anything that you upcycle or recycle in some way, shape or form, you have a chance to really get the most out of. That's one of the ways that you could really get a lot out of this particular Mercury retrograde, because it's happening in the sign of Libra. Now, I wouldn't necessarily say this would be a good time to purchase anything large and new. But if you were, excuse me, if you were born under a Mercury retrograde, free reign, right? You get to go nuts while the rest of us run around like headless chickens going, Mercury! You guys can sail through, right? So those rules don't really apply to you. And it's not to say that they always do when Mercury's not retrograde, because obviously it doesn't spend as much time retrograde as it does not retrograde, but it just means that you guys have the upper hand in this way. And I kind of find that interesting. It's almost like a cosmic gift or blessing. It's like, yeah, I'm going to give you guys an advantage here, whereas let's say somebody who has Jupiter in the 2nd house has the cosmic upper hand when it comes to making money, or do you know what I mean? Like, there's loads of, we all get some form of a blessing, but those of you that were born under a Mercury retrograde, that is yours, right? Okay, so that being said, this is a really good time to redecorate. It's a really good time to clean your house, the autumn or the spring clean. If you didn't get round to it when the autumn equinox kicked in, this is a perfect month to do so, absolutely. And also, this energy is a great energy to make a house a home. All right, so whatever that means to you, whatever you could do or get ready or bring into the home, that's going to enhance the experience of the house or the place that you live in becoming your actual home, or at least feeling more like home for now. Whatever you put in place this month could go a long way to creating that energy for you. All right, so with that said, that is your intro and overview. Thank you for sticking with it, and I will see you for your life path reading. All right, take care, and I'll see you in a moment. Hello, you wonderful Life Path 2 person. Welcome to your numerology for October 2021. So let's get into it. This month, the way that the energy or your own life path energy combines with the month, it gives you a really big a really big sort of boot in the pants, let's say, to push forward with your material life. Your material and your financial and even your professional life this month will likely take on more importance to you, may demand more from you. And if you want more out of those sectors of your life, that's where you're going to really need to put the energy in this month. I will say this month, be prepared to go after what you want. You've got to put the graft in. You've got to put the effort in. Why? Because big graft, big effort is going to give you those big results this month, especially because of the way that this energy combines. Now, one thing I will say to you is you might find people saying to you like, oh, you don't really seem like yourself this month, or maybe you come across as a bit more forthright than usual. Maybe the way that you're received is a bit more shrewd than usual. And I actually think this is a good thing. It's good for all of us in some way, shape or form to break out of what we're comfortable with and get into other ways of doing things. All right. So when it comes to love this month, when it comes to those of you that are partnered specifically, you might find that you are feeling so... yeah, sorry, I'm just looking at my notes, but you might find that this month you yourself are feeling bold, brave, ambitious, and that kind of spills over into your relationship. Maybe your partner's a bit like, all right, you're a bit frisky this month. Embrace that, right? You've got this month, life path 2. You tend to be very gentle, nurturing, kind, warm, open. But this month you've got like a rod of steel running down your back, and you're going to see this across the board, and which is why I say people might kind of receive you as a bit like, wow, okay, you know, you got forthright, you got blunt, maybe you got a bit frisky, all the rest of it. The way that this will show up in your partnership is your partner might feel that you are kind of a bit forceful this month, or maybe neglecting them because of the work or because of your you know, you might find that they're kind of like a bit, you seem a bit checked out, like you're here but you're a bit gruff, or like the edges need to be a bit smoothed off. If you're single, finding someone is going to be best served by getting out and about into the world. It may even come through your work or your professional contacts. Anything like that where you're invited to a work do, or a get together, or a speakeasy. Oh God, it's not 1940, Raf. Or, you know, like a speech or a seminar or a webinar or anything like that. That's the sort of place that actually this month you could find somebody, which is actually really nice. Now, when it comes to your money, money is your friend this month. Money, finances, resources, the people that can help you get hold of those things, the people that can help you acquire more of those things. You are a money magnet this month. But remember what I said to you, you have to do the work. If you're just going to sit back on your butt and be like, well, yeah, you know, money's my friend this month. If you're going to sit there and just kind of see it that way, it's not going to happen. You will need to meet it halfway. You'll need to be bold. You'll need to be prepared to take some calculated risks, and you'll be needing to look as well this month. Look in the places that are either unconventional, or find the tried and tested methods and apply them in new ways. If you can find that kind of flip or that kind of dynamic, some really amazing things could happen for you financially this month. The results and the rewards from the things that you do are absolutely there. It could be, for a select few of you, windfall energy, but I kind of see this being more financially as a lucrative month, because you're actually going after things in a much more passionate, forceful even kind of way. And I actually think this could be really good for you. Whatever you learn this month about that, having that get-go, that rod of steel up your back, try to maintain, or at least not maintain it consistently, but try to find a way to factor that into all of the areas of your life in some way. When it comes to work, right? So this month, yeah, you're going to be a lot more ambitious this month. a lot more open, a lot more honest, a lot more forthright. You will very likely be taking a lot more of the lead or be prepared to take charge this month. And when it comes to your work, you're willing to do what others won't. You've got more staying power than everybody else in the room, right? Use this to your advantage. Now, when it comes to those of you that are employed, this month you may find that some of the ideas that come from the top down don't work for you. And if you've got your own ideas, suggest them. Don't go head to head with the boss, because then you're probably going to get a clash. But really go out of your way to say, look, I have these ideas, I have these things that I know will work if they are adopted and adapted. If you are a business owner, self-employed, etc., this could be a great month for you. As a business owner, right, whether you're a one-man band like myself, or whether you have, several employees or hundreds of them, as a business owner, your earning potential is unlimited. It's only limited by how fast you can scale your business and quite frankly, how smart you are or how good your team is. This month, you could really spot some amazing opportunities. You could really do some amazing growth. It's not going to be without its challenges. It's not going to be without hard work. And because of the way this energy combines, you need to be able to delegate and you need to be a good manager. And I'm not talking about being able to, be busy and tell people what to do and when to do it. It's more than that. It's about utilizing those life path 2 people skills and being an effective manager at the same time, right? So it's being good at what you do, but it's also about being good with people and partnerships at the same time. For those of you that are looking for work, this month, think big. You could find or walk into a position, especially with the Mercury Retrograde, so it might be a second shot at something. Maybe you get a call from a company that you interviewed for, and they're like, look, our other candidate has pulled out, or we decided, my personal favorite, when they know that the other person didn't want them or they spurned them, and they'll come back, we've decided to go in a new direction and you were the very best choice. And it's like, okay, so they left you high and dry and now you want me. If that is the case and you get that kind of a call from something that you interviewed for but didn't get the first time round, because of the way these energies combine, negotiate your arse off, right? You could walk into a good position with great pay, providing you are bold, willing, and cheeky enough to ask for what it is that you really want. And that message is for all of you, by the way, that last bit. Because of the way this energy combines, be bold, be cheeky, be daring, because it will pay off for you this month. For those of you that are retired, definitely not forgotten as far as I'm concerned. This could be a month where really focusing on the money that you have, the resources that you have, the way that these things come into your life, is going to be important to you. And you might even decide, actually, you know what, I have enough money and now I want to do something good with that money, or I want to put it to good use. This is a great month to look at or do the legwork around your finances, but it's also a good month for you to consider what you actually want to get out of them. All right. And then for your, did I do love? I did love. Yes. Sorry. And then, yeah, I did partnerships. Sorry about that. All right. So for your best steps this month, like I said, be bold, be daring, be cheeky, dare to ask for what it is that you want. What's the worst answer you're ever going to get is no. At best, you'll get what you want, right? So don't be afraid to ask for it. Warnings with this month: don't get so lost in making a living that you forget to make a life, as the saying goes. And try to come out of the materialistic aspect, right? Don't get me wrong, it's very much about that, but don't just get marred and lost in that alone. For your new moon message, you have the Gate, 49 and Revolution. I love this card because it's called the Sleeping Phoenix. Look at that, isn't it amazing? What this says is the new moon has the energy. It will show you where you're able to catapult yourself forward. It kind of feels like it's a one-time deal. So this time, especially if it's something that's coming back around, you will need to act on it, you know, decisively. Then you've got the gate 48 and depth for the full moon. And the full moon is really trying to highlight to you where you already have everything that you need. You don't actually need someone or something else to fulfill that for you. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic month. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.